Speaking of the Ravens, since you just brought them up, the man that put the Steelers into the playoffs because he knocked out a pass to Marquise Brown on the sidelines because he owns the Ravens and the Steelers own the Ravens. Minkah got paid. And since I'm a Steelers fan, we got to talk about that. Highest paid safety in the league. Very well deserved, if you ask me. First move by our new GM, Omar Khan. Love it. Locking in a guy that's been with us for 3 years, made 2 All-Pros.
The deal is super team friendly. I was looking at it.
Even though he's the highest paid safety, it is still a team friendly deal. The way it breaks down is awesome. Absolutely love Minkah. He's the man. Obviously, I mean you can't. It's hard to argue.
Do you remember when you guys got Minkah?
Yes, I do.
How mad I was.
Yes.
And how skeptical you were. I just want to say I'm still mad about it.
I just wanted to say.
I'm still very sad about it.
For sure.
I wanted Minkah so bad. And then the Steelers got him, and I was like, what? This is bull. And Cindy's like, I don't know how I feel about giving up, because you guys gave up first. He's like, I don't know how I feel about that. Paid off.
Definitely paid off. Definitely. I mean, he's well worth it, for sure.
11th overall pick. Literally right before the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is a little bit more upsetting to me, honestly. But to be honest, we did get Vita Vea instead, and I ain't going to complain.
I mean, he's pretty good.
He's solid.
I do love Vita Vea. But
who did the Dolphins get for that pick?
Well, what did the Dolphins get for?
They drafted some lineman that's not been very good so far.
That was that Austin Jackson or something like that.
I believe, yeah.
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah, so we definitely won that trade. And then what really sold me on winning that trade is the next year when Seattle gave up 2 firsts and a starting safety for Jamal Adams.
Yep.
So, I mean, Minkah's a free safety, Jamal's a strong safety, but both safeties, and Minkah's way better than Jamal Adams in my personal humble opinion. Jamal Adams is more of a linebacker than he is a safety, I think.
Minkah plays that too, though.
100%.
That's the best part of it.
One of my favorite highlights from Minkah last year or the year before is when Kyler Murray, they ran a fake. They were on like the 4. The Cardinals are trying to run it in, and they run a fake a zone read or something like that, and Kyler rolls left. The whole offense and defense are going right with the running back, everybody except Minkah. Minkah's going across the field with Kyler and tackles him in the backfield.
Yeah.
He reminds me so much of Troy Polamalu. His instincts and IQ are off the charts. It's so awesome to watch.
There was also one where he was beside Watt, and both of them were rushing, and Watt ends up getting an offensive lineman, and so does Minkah. And Watt ends up getting kind of stuffed a little bit, and Minkah pushes through. And I was like, that's still to this day one of my favorite highlights, because it's just showing that. Because there's other players who I always forget his name. I think it's Isaiah Simmons for the Arizona Cardinals. Yes. Those type of players are starting to become my favorite because they can play all the different positions on defensive side. I know you hate the Baltimore Ravens, but they got one in the draft too this year who's
Kyle Hamilton,
who's going to be looking on the other side, man.
It's I mean, if he does live up to the hype, we're gonna have. I mean, for 12 years we had the 2 best safeties in the Steelers and Ravens with Troy Palm and Ed Reed. So if Kyle Hamilton can live up to it, we're gonna run it back with Minkah and Hamilton.
Troy was just a blessing.
Troy.
And I'm not even saying that because you're a Steelers fan. Just like I was saying about the Cowboys there earlier before we went live. Troy was a damn blessing for the NFL.
Again, his instincts. Player, isn't he? Oh yeah, him and Hines Ward are my all-time Steelers. But I mean, his just instincts are off the charts, and that's what Minkah is. He knows where the ball's going. It blows my mind. You can't fool him. They're just super smart and intelligent individuals, and love that he got paid.
I love the Pat McAfee, Troy.
Oh yeah.
That's what got me into Pat McAfee.
That's what made me follow.
That story.
Yeah.
Because I knew that Pat McAfee had a show. I had heard about that because he was on DAZN, or I think that's what it is. Because we in Canada have DAZN as our way to get NFL for really, really cheap. It's $20 a month. It's is your okay?
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll pay that all day.
and then all of a sudden, when they have like a week 1 or a week 2, and it all gets glitchy and stuff like that, and I can't watch those games, I get the whole season for free. Like, okay.
Nice.
But I heard that clip on YouTube, and I was like, oh, what? This is hilarious. So yeah, I put it on there ever since then.
Yeah.
But I was also going to say too, there's been a few people I've seen out there being like, well, the only reason that Minkah has been this good is because he's been allowed to be that good because of how good your defensive line has been, because of how good your corners have been, how good your linebackers have been. I'm like, that I understand where that may be coming from, but I'm like, that's like going and saying Luke Kuechly was the best linebacker because everybody else on that defensive side for the Panthers sucked. It's like, I'm pretty sure that Julius Peppers and a couple of those other Hall of Famers were also on the defensive line. So like, I don't want to hear that. Like, Minkah's earned every last penny on that contract, fully guaranteed, whatever it is. The guy is going to be all over the field, and he has to be. Look at the quarterbacks that he's got to now play in that division. Whether Deshaun's there next year or not, he's got Lamar. Joe Burrow is literally Joe Cool now. And you got when Deshaun comes into the league, which will possibly be in like 2 years. Hopefully it's 2 years. Then he'll have to deal with what Deshaun can do as well. And Deshaun can escape the pocket, and Deshaun can escape a tackle. And Minkah, once he gets a hand on you, man, you're down. So great signing by the Steelers, man. I love it.
100%. Love it.
I love that one.
Definitely love it.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.